Some more crazy LEGO Star Wars news for 2025 as we are now expecting a buildable chopper. This has been a long time in the making. Ever since the buildable droid line has been a thing, people have wanted a buildable chopper, especially since we have Star Wars Rebels, and most recently, the Ahsoka series with Chopper. We had Chopper in an animation form with Rebels, and then the popularity was already there, and then the popularity grew even more and the speculation for a buildable chopper with the Ahsoka series, and the fandom of Chopper has just grown, and we expected this, but we weren't sure which version we were going to get. And what do I mean by that? Recently, LEGO has released a smaller R2-D2, which has gone over tremendous with fans. I think it's a great set, and you could argue it's better than the UCS version that is now $240. And LEGO is going down the route of a smaller in scale with the $100 R2-D2 with their own $100 chopper, and I think that's fantastic. I do think eventually we will be getting a $240 UCS chopper, but I don't think that is necessarily their priority. With how well this $100 version R2 is selling, there is also the inclusion of the 25th anniversary Darth Malak, and fans have been arguing since the release of the $100 R2 if it's better than the UCS R2, and there's that very real argument. There's valid points on both sides, and then LEGO sees that, and now they're going to do a $100 version of Chopper to pair up nicely with that R2-D2, and this leads me to believe that they aren't done here with just Chopper. I could see them releasing a BB-8 in this scale. I can see them releasing a Dio in this scale. I think all these buildable droids we've had over the years can be coming in a scaled down version. Do I see that happening in the near future? Maybe. I think that we could be getting one a year, maybe two a year if they really want to be aggressive with it. But the first things first, I think LEGO is going to sit back and see how this chopper sells, which I think is going to be great. I know I'm going to have to go out and get it because of how much I've always wanted a chopper. And I didn't expect them to come out of the gate with this smaller scaled down $100 version, but I'm not complaining. I think it's going to look fantastic. There's not going to be an exclusive minifigure to go along with this set, but that's okay. A chopper is what the fans have wanted, and a chopper is what fans are going to get. I am stoked for this. Speaking of things people are excited for, we have more information on the UCS Jabba sail barge, or should I say a specific minifigure in that set. Salacious B Crumb is that minifigure that I'm referencing, and this figure has plenty of upgrades over that 2012 version with all the detail that they added, and it just looks way cleaner, but there's one downside here, and that has to do with the pupils. Where did they go? There's none. Once again, LEGO is back at it, removing pupils from these characters, and it's honestly a question mark for me. With Palpatine in the throne room diorama, it looked alright. I wasn't so angry about it. I would have much rather preferred pupils, but LEGO decided to take an alternate route with that, and they can get away with it for that. I was fine with it. I'm not going to complain about that one. Then most recently with Darth Maul in the Sith Infiltrator, no pupils. That was a huge question mark, and that was the one downside of that minifigure, which I loved except for the pupils. Then in the duel on Peridia, you have Ezra with no pupils. And once again, that lineup of minifigures is fantastic, and that Ezra minifigure is fantastic, but the one downside to Ezra are his pupils. And then we have here with Salacious B Crumb, a minifigure I really like. It's hurting from that lack of pupils, and I was led to believe that it was going to be Sith, like Palpatine, like Darth Maul, who were going to be getting the no pupil treatment, but now we have characters like Ezra. Why does he have no pupils? And then we have characters like Salacious B Crumb. Why are there no pupils? Just a lot of question marks around these decisions, and I know I'm not the only one that feels this way. A lot of other people dislike the no pupils. It's just something that's very confusing to me why they keep on going back with it, because all these minifigures that I've listed would be near perfection if they included pupils with them, but they decided not to. It's just a big question mark for me, and one that I don't think I'll ever be able to come around to liking, just like the helmet holes in Clone Troopers. I don't know why those are there either. I know we've all heard the reasoning behind why a lot of people dislike them. Then you have people who don't really mind them, but the majority of the LEGO community tends to dislike them rather than like them. So a lot of question marks around these minifigure decisions, but I just don't get why they are going away from the pupils. I think that this minifig really suffers from it. That's just my thought about it. I would love to hear what you guys think about the no pupil decision, not just with Salacious B Crumb, but every minifigure recently that we've had. And just recently with the Jedi Bob Starfighter, we also have our first look at the Onyx Cinder from Lego. And right off the bat, even though we haven't seen an episode of this show, we don't really know too much, if anything, about the show. It's one of those sets that I could see people grabbing on day one because it's that good, even though they don't know if they're going to like the show or not. It's a great looking ship with some really nice looking minifigures. And it's one of those sets that you can get ahead of the game here and have it before it comes out. And I think it's going to sell well before the show releases. And I think that, fingers crossed, the show is good. It's going to do phenomenal once the show finally does release. One of those great sets releasing in that stacked August wave. And this could be one of the better Lego Star Wars sets of the year. It just looks really good. I want to hear all of your thoughts on these sets in the comments below. What do you think about the decision for no pupils with Salacious B Crumb? What do you think about that buildable chopper? Do you think they're going to continue with these smaller size droids? Or do you think that it's just for R2 and Chopper? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.